Got a Apex here, and to show you how to put the brake on it. This is a skate that does not come with a brake installed on it out of the box. It is more of like kind of a more advanced level skate, so a lot of those we don't put the brakes on, but we do include one in the box for this one. So if you do want to skate with a brake, this will show you how to put it on. So in the box, you obviously get your skates, but you will also in there get the brake support. Just looks like this. A couple holes up here, a couple holes there. Your brake pad already installed on it. And then also you will get a envelope in there. It'll look like this. I already ripped open the top of it. But in that envelope, you'll get a couple tools. One's going to look like this. This is a 4mm Allen wrench. And then one will look like this. This is a 4mm Allen wrench on this side and a Phillips head screwdriver on that side. So if you misplace any of these, just 4mm Allen wrench and a Phillips head screwdriver should be able to do most of the maintenance on these skates with just those tools. Also in that envelope, you're going to get two different axles. They're going to look like this. One's going to be a little bit longer than the other, and one is going to have two screws. One's going to have one screw, and then the other is going to have two screws, and I'll show you how that works. So this longer one, you'll see it has threads here, but then also this screw threads into it, so there's like some internal threads there. That's the longer one. For the shorter one, it's even more different. So it's a regular axle. It's actually going to be the same length as what goes through the other wheels. But this one has not only threads on the outside, but it has inner threads that this screw screws into on the one side. But then also the head where you put your Allen wrench has internal threads as well. So kind of looks a little funky, but yeah, so it's your regular axle with a screw that threads in on either side. That's an important piece to have, so make sure you have that as well. Then also the other two pieces you're going to get are these two brake spacers or brake washers. They're going to fit right into this little spot here, just like that. Sits flush. Gonna fall out there, but you'll need those two as well. So yeah, the parts you're gonna need are gonna be this axle with the two screws on either end, this longer axle with the one screw in the end, and these brake washers as well as the tools. So to get started, you can do this on either skate, left, right, doesn't matter. This is the left skate, I just happened to grab it. But most people are going to put it on the right, so this will apply to that as well. It's the same method. So you want to take the skate and take the back axle out. This is just a standard axle. It doesn't have the threads in it. So just back that out. You only need one tool for that. Set it aside. I would hang on to it. It's always nice to have some extra parts and everything. I have a little bin at my house that I keep extra skate parts in. You're going to want to replace that axle with the other short axle that's in there. So I'll show you, this is the one that has the screws on either end. And I'll show you that this is the brake axle, the one that came in the packaging, and this is the regular axle that was in the skate. And you'll see they're the same size. Just one has threading and then the other doesn't. So this is, just put it aside. You're not going to need it for this, but again, keep it. It's always good to hang on to. So you're going to take your wheel, you're going to put it back in the skate, and you're going to take this axle and it's just going to go right in and thread in just like how the other one did. So tighten that in. You don't want to crank it down, but get it nice and snug. Make sure the wheel spins. It does. And now moving on to the brake. You got these two screws, and how that's going to fix is going to be just like this. You take, as I showed you before, there's two holes. There's holes up here, holes down here. These are going to go through the wheels, and this is going to match up to this space right here. You can see that right there. So put that on, and there's no screws in it, but it just pretty much lines up just like that. And so now you're going to take your brake washer or brake spacer and one of the screws, and the screw is going to fit just in, just like that, flush like that. And that's going to thread into one side of that axle, that rear axle on the back of the skate. Make sure your washer is lined up and seated correctly. And you're just going to tighten that down, turn it to the right, Let's see what anything else to tighten. Same thing, flip the skate over to the other side. Same exact thing. Take your brake washer, your brake spacer, and one of the screws. And again, you're gonna see it's lined up right there, and you're just gonna thread that right into there as well. Make sure, again, that brake washer is sitting flush. Right now, that's on there, but obviously it's going to wiggle a little bit, and that's where this other long axle comes into play. You can see that's lined up with the hole at the top of the frame. You see that? So all you're going to do is just push that right on through. You don't need any spacers or washers. That just goes right through like that. Flip the skate to the other side. You can see it's coming right there. Get your screw. This is where you're going to need your second Allen wrench. I'm going to tighten that down by hand. Tighten that. Now I'm going to take, like that, I guess. And then take your second Allen wrench. Again, this is 4mm. Put it on the one side. And you're just going to tighten those together. And that's it. Now the brake's solid. Just give it a pull. Make sure it's not going to wiggle back and forth or up and down. And that's it. Make sure your wheels spin. And other than that, you're all set. That brake's on there. It's good to go. If you have any questions, reach out to Rollerblade ourselves, or you can throw a comment in the video. I should be able to get back to you. But most likely the easiest way is just contact Rollerblade. So that should be it. I hope that was pretty self-explanatory.